welcome to the 80th Annual Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. We are so excited to be bringing you live coverage from downtown Houston. What a great morning it is for a parade.
It is the perfect morning. I'm Alona Carson along with Gina Gaston and our wonderful Bob Tallman. And Gina just said it. It is a wonderful day to be a Texan in the city of Houston today.
Well, because of being in Houston 2 minutes ago, the sun tried to come out. Now it's come out again.
It's out.
For the 31st annual. We are sunshine.
Woo!
Thank you, Channel 13.
Well,
That's
it's been wonderful because not a lot of rain on the road for the trail riders, but you know, there's always some rain or it wouldn't be an authentic trail ride. But they are coming into downtown Houston today with sunny skies and actually warm temperatures. So it's going to be an interesting day, and I'm sure the streets are going to be packed.
Yeah, we have seen huge crowds out there as U of H gets ready to kick things off. We are just starting. We saw the color guard a moment ago, and as you can see, our parade is kicking off here. We are expecting this to be one of our biggest ever.
Well, I think the weather has something to do with it, and for those of you that haven't watched Channel 13 in the past few years, just recognize the fact that I'm the rodeo guy. These are the experts. I am the thorn. These are the roses, my beautiful ladies. And it's such a pleasure.
Let's talk about this band. This band is 350 members strong, the largest spirit group in the University of Houston. It includes the Cougar Dolls, the Cheer Squad, the Cougar Percussion, the Frontiersmen, the UHROTC Color Guard, and they are a good-looking group.
And isn't it fitting that they are kicking us off? U of H has been rising to so much prominence, not just here in Southeast Texas, but really around the nation. And so we are so proud of our hometown school here, and they are so proud to be here. We did see the run, the fun run that made its way through just a little while ago. So folks have been at this for a while already this morning.
Well, you figure 31 years of the run, and then you tie that into 80th annual for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. Big thank you to Mark Martin, that is our band director, and Dr. David Clemmer.
Yeah, and Lona, you mentioned it about the prominence of the academic side the university has been garnering, but also on the athletic side. I mean, a great run for the football team, and right now the basketball team on a run for the NCAA tournament. So really a great job the president has done at the University of Houston in capturing the national stage.
So we are lucky enough to have with us down in the middle of all the action our own Tom Cook, who is going to be getting his workout in today with a very special guest. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you. It is my pleasure to introduce to you my colleague for so many years, the man who covered this parade for so many years, and now the Grand Marshal of this parade, Dave Ward, and his lovely wife, Laura. Gosh, 40, 50 years of covering this. What's this like now to be the Grand Marshal?
Well, from being on the sidelines to being in the parade is totally different, and I was so honored that the rodeo asked me to be the Grand Marshal of the parade today. I mean, you know, we were on the sidelines here forever, along with Bob Tallman up there. I see Bob, the voice of the rodeo, the great voice. And Tom, I've worked with you for 100 years.
35 years.
Yep. It's just to be in the downtown and the city I love so much. It's been so good to me. And to see all these people, it's just an unforgettable experience.
Now, Laura, you know, he is one of the humblest guys we know, but he is an icon and a legend here in the city of Houston. I know he doesn't like to be called that, but he is.
He just doesn't understand it. He really doesn't. Dave's level of humility is unbelievable, and he just thinks he had a great job and did it.
And you really did have a great job. What does it mean to you when people say that? You're an icon, you're a legend here in Houston.
Well, just, I outlasted everybody else, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else dumb enough to do that as long as I did, but it is an humbling experience, Tom. It really is, to realize all the people that have watched you, and the city is, Southeast Texas has been so good to me for all of these years. It's just wonderful to be down here and see him and wave at everybody.
You know, you've had so many honors. Last night at the Rockets game, you had the first throw.
Oh, yeah, I wish I'd have made the basket, but I came close.
Honest man too, Laura. Dave Ward, Laura Ward, congratulations. Thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, Tom. You're a great friend. Thank you, sir.
Aw.
Isn't that awesome?
We miss having Dave here with us, but, you know, well-earned retirement. And you know that hat he's wearing? He got that from the Texas Rangers when Crime Stoppers opened up its building, and he's excited to be wearing that hat for the first time.
So great to see him. And another friend of ours that we're seeing out there on the trail, that must have been Mr. Cowley, I think I just spotted riding along.
Well, we've got the group, and they're coming in a hurry, one right after the other. As we look to our executive committee after our official flag, the chairman of the board, Jim Winnie, was in the lead with everybody, and we're going to have the opportunity to see Miss Laura, his wife, or Linda here, his wife, in just a minute. There's Wayne Hollis of our executive committee,
Now, Bob,
lifetime.
let me have you back up for a second, because a lot of people don't know all of how the rodeo is structured
Okay.
and what these men do. They're shown right there. Tell us exactly what this committee of men does.
Well, they dedicate their lives, their families, their businesses, and some of them for 50 years. And as you watch this first with Linda Wynn coming this morning, she is the first lady of the chairman of the board. Barbara Sutter, her mom, is there. Holly and Terry Taylor, Kathy Evitz, Casey Seldrup. These are the people that get up every morning thinking HLSR, kids, scholarships, make more money for more kids, inner city kids, country kids. This is what these men do. Now, at the top, of course, is Jim Winnie. Joel Cowley's going to join us
Yes,
later
he
on.
is.
before the parade is over as our president and CEO. And then when we start into this list of vice presidents, executive committee, you're looking at Jim Bloodworth and Brady Carucci, I'll just say Ray Hensley, Hap Honeycutt, Jack Lyons, Ed McMahon, Chris Richardson, Charles Butch Robinson, we call him, Wesley Siner, Steve Stevens, past president, Joe Van Maitre.
So how do you become a member of this group?
You start at very young age as a volunteer.
And you
Could be
work hard.
Yeah, they could be at Memorial Park. At Memorial Park in a rain with 20-degree weather.
Wow.
Receiving people. They could be on the parade committee. They could be on the livestock committee, the greeters
My friend
committee.
Terrence Fontaine there.
Yep. See, these are people that live their life dedicated. And a lot of their businesses then, if they have 20 employees, some have 200, some have 2,000, they all become volunteers at the part of 33,000 that are now working year-round volunteers.
33,000
Yes.
volunteers. I'm
And
gonna
they
slow
take their
down.
vacation time.
Let people realize 33,000
Yes.
people work on putting this together for all of us to enjoy, the parade and the whole Houston Livestock Show
And
and Rodeo.
it's not just the top brass either that is out there working day in and day out, but you mentioned it. We've got volunteers who are the employees of small companies, people who are taking their vacation time to get out there and make all of this happen. And it's not just a day today. It's not just a couple weeks during the rodeo, which, by the way, is February 27th to March 18th. It is 365 days a year.
Well, they're actually planning 3, 4, and 5 years out. And we'll ask Joe Kelly about that when he joins us on set. But you have to think about it. When you put on a parade like this and 500,000 people are going to watch it, and 500,000 people downtown, it takes work year-round. We have to work with the city, with the police department, with the sheriff's department, and they have to start thinking, where's the next construction site going to be?
Yeah.
What streets are we going
There's
to block
always
off?
construction
Right.
going on in Houston downtown.
And after rehabbing from Harvey and thinking about what happened there, during that time frame, all the parade committee gurus were going, oh my God, we've got to figure out what we're going to do. Is that park going to be available? Is that parking area going to be available? Is underground, above ground? All of those things have to be taken into consideration 6 and 8 months out. Then this is why we do it, right there.
Yeah.
You see that beautiful baby?
The kiddos.
Yeah, the young people get a chance to really learn about and appreciate our Western culture and heritage and our agriculture history and what an important backbone it is to our
Well,
economy.
that's when they say let's rodeo and there's Big H. That's our buddy Howdy.
Ooh, howdy, everybody. I guess we should have said that together,
I guess
shall
we
we?
should.
1, 2, 3.
Howdy.
And we got that bow-legged H, who is our mascot. And I was reading a fun fact, which is that he is down there every day at the rodeo, so we can actually go find Howdy and take pictures with him,
Well,
which I think we should all do.
And Howdy is looking darn good for being 52. I know because he was born the same year as me.
Really?
It's the
Really?
Botox.
You should never ask a lady how old she is.
I just threw it out
I
there.
see that.
You know what? Now with Google, you really can't hide.
You can't hide. You can't hide from that. This is what's sitting on the sidelines. We get another shot of that.
Yeah,
So many
everyone
of these
loves
people
Howdy.
have been here since 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
When the three of us showed up, our crew for Channel 13 was here at 4:30. See that?
Yeah.
There is
I
a
should see
child
Howdy.
having an interpretation of what cowboy hats and boots are all about, and they will learn at that age. Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. That child could be a scholarship recipient.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a moment, the 17,000 scholarships that have been awarded since all this began back in 1957, because this is why we are here, so you will hear us talk about that message today. But now we've got our director's float.
Well, we're Conrad Barker, the Frank Barnetts, Butch Guerrero, all of that group. John Sylvester just went by. And the director's float. Okay, now this is an entire another segment. These people all communicate by their leaders, the lieutenants that go on with it. But you think about that float right there represents men, women, and families that work in 30 different divisions of 108 committees.
And this is an agricultural roots of the show.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
kind of featured through this flow, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so Houston Fat Stock Show and Livestock Exposition. That's what it was called back in 1932, when this whole thing began to help improve the cattle industry in the Gulf Coast area. And there's Sheila Jackson Lee, our congresswoman, getting her groove on, cheering up the crowd.
She's here every year, and she would not
Always.
miss it.
And I love to see her standing, waving.
Yep, and having a good time. Let's go down to our own Alita Laresca. We are so thrilled to have Alita here with us. And Alita, you're having a great time out there with some other special guests.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are here with our one and only Mayor Sylvester Turner. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. This is a great day. It's the rodeo. It's six months after Harvey. What better way to celebrate than the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade this morning?
I've been following you on Instagram. I know this beautiful horse that you're riding. You've been getting some extra practice.
Well, you know, you want to be at your very, very best. Even though I'm a native Houstonian, you know, look, I love to ride, and Lil Papa has treated me very well, you know.
Well, I know this isn't your first parade. This is my first Houston parade. What kind of experiences have you had?
It's a great experience, you know. Look, this is one of the best events that's held in the city of Houston.
Oh, there goes his hat. Hold on. Has that ever happened to you before?
No, it's a little breezy. It's a little breezy out here today. But let me just say there are more than 33,000 volunteers in the parade, and I'm just glad to be in it today, okay?
Thank you, Mayor.
Did you see the saddle that he's riding?
You know what? I have to admit, being a neophyte when it comes to saddles,
Well,
I hadn't taken note of the saddle, so do tell.
Well, it's a cavalry style saddle. See, there's no saddle horn on it. And see how slick it is?
Beautiful.
Yes.
And there's steel stirrups on the bottom. That's a part of the police department and the cavalry. Mayor, Your Honor, I'm proud to see you ride that saddle so well.
He's doing great out there, and he
Awesome,
looks
John.
good.
He's been talking
Yes.
about Little Papas all week. His horse.
Yep, and there he goes, and they're both doing great. Let's go to Tom Cook. He is on one of our floats today. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, I'm on one of the committee floats here with Paper Wolf. This is the rock band that won the Rodeo Rockstar Junior Division. They're actually trying to fix their amps right now, and the kids are here playing. They're from Houston and League City, and let's just talk to one of the managers here. So this is Ernesto Ochoa.
I am.
So what's this like for the kids being up here?
Oh, it's amazing. Look, they're having a blast. They're having a blast. I love it.
And what was it like winning Rodeo Rockstar?
It was very exciting for the parents, but especially for the kids. After that, they've got a lot of opportunities. They're known around the Houston music scene, so it's been fantastic for them to play.
Okay, so they play on stages, but what's it like at a rolling stage in the middle of a rodeo?
This is pretty amazing. Look at them. They can barely hold on. they're trying. Look at them. It's interesting. It's different. There's not a lot of space. Some little bit of sound issues, but they're doing it all right.
I guess they're on a roll to the big time.
Absolutely.
All right, it's Paper Wolf, the Rodeo Rockstar Junior Division winners.
All righty, Tom, hang on there.
Yeah, now this was the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade Committee float, as Tom mentioned to us. Of course, they are in charge of highlighting entertainment options, and we'll be talking about the Carnival because that's a huge draw for kids and adults alike. And they've got some new rides to tell us about.
Oh, yeah.
If your stomach hasn't dropped with some of those rides they already had, just wait till this year.
And if the rides don't make your stomach drop, the 3 times fried food will.
Well, the thing is to try to figure out which foods to eat for which rides you ride.
Oh, that's smart. There's a strategy to that, isn't there?
Not really.
We're looking right now at the Texas Southern University Ocean of Soul Marching Band. Gosh, they've got a powerful sound. The Tigers, maroon and gray, 200 members strong.
They have 35 members in their drill team. Their band directors are Clarence Gibson, Daryl Singleton, and Christopher Gray. They rank in the top 15 of the HBCU marching bands. And they led the victory parade, guys, for the Astros World Series Championship Parade. So you may have seen them before if you came down for the Stros Parade. Boy, they sound amazing out here. Shall we just listen in to the Ocean of Soul marching band?
Maroon and gray looks awful good, but 200 strong, they are.
Yeah, so the sound is very strong. This is one of the top historically black college university bands in the country, and they do a great job, not just with how awesome they sound, but also how great they move, as we saw some close-up shots of that earlier. Looking sharp.
Boy, the streets down here are thundering. You feel it in your chest.
Yeah, for sure. They oh my God.
Look at that.
Oh, that's so precious.
Adorable.
Oh, we love
this is our town. These are our peeps right there.
Yep.
Cute kids.
That just summed it all up, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, here comes the Houston Police Department and the Police Department Mounted Patrol. These are some more of those saddles that Bob was just telling us about, and they have some incredibly beautiful, highly trained horses that are really used to being out here in these crowds of people, around these parades, around the loud noises, and these officers are really teammates with their horses as they ride through the streets of downtown Houston. We've got a lot of these officers who are here for work today as well.
Well, they're on, and I asked 2 or 3 of them, what do you expect for the day? They said nothing but beautiful sunshine. The big draft horses that are carrying the Texas and American flags in the front, and of course, Police Chief Art Azevedo. These guys are riding horses that are used to the pavement. They're shod correctly with cogs and rubber shoes so that it's protective for the horse and it gives them good footing. And that's good footing in sleet or rain. But here today with the sunshine, just makes it so much more beautiful. See that?
Yeah, there's close.
Yep, let's them walk on that pavement.
Some of those are slip-on shoes that actually, ladies, so you don't get to, when they don't get to go shopping. Those are skid boots right there. And then the hind feet are unshod. Now those are bell boots, and you see the Velcro clip around
Bob,
behind.
I think they have Alita Laresca standing by with some of our teammates. Go ahead,
guys.
Alita.
Hey guys, I was just talking to Ted Oberg, familiar face here, about my new hat. It's my first rodeo, so I had to make sure I was decked out in my first rodeo hat. We've got our president and general manager, Henry Florsheim. Oh, whoa, yeah, it's a little bit rocky here. Of course, everybody knows our wonderful reporters, Jessica Willie and her daughter, Bobby, as well as Maya Shea and her son, Lyndon, and Winston's on the other side. Now, I have a special guest here, Nick Notario, and this is Nick's first rodeo. How is it so far?
It's going okay. It's a lot. How about it's your first rodeo? How's it going for you?
You know what? If I had to put a forecast today, there's a high likelihood that I'm going to step in horse poop than there is rain today. So it's actually a good day. It's a good day. I want to talk to Ted Oberg's daughter, Kate, because this is a special, special day. You and your dad have a really cool tradition that I want you to share with the viewers.
How often have we been coming to this?
We've been coming for a long time. This is my second year in a row because Lila, my younger sister, had ballet, and then
She had to skip it this year, but so it's a good morning for you and I, 2 years in a row,
yeah.
Right?
I love this, and really that's what this is all about, is the traditions and, you know, just enjoying this wonderful parade, guys. But yeah, look at all these smiles. Hi, how's it going?
Oh, we love it. We come every year. Winston, do you love being here?
Yeah.
Can you say happy rodeo?
Happy rodeo.
Happy rodeo. Jessica, what do you think?
Hey there, we love coming to the rodeo parade. The crowd is the best. This is the best crowd of all the parades, I think, all year round. So we appreciate them for sure, and it gets us up out on rodeo morning.
And Henry, we love getting, you know, being part of these community events. I mean, there's nothing like it, and the community loves this.
The rodeo is such a part of Houston and the fabric of Houston, and gives so much back to the community. It's just fun to be part of it.
That's what it's all about, guys. We love this stuff, and the crowd loves it too!
How fun. Alita, thank you. And big hugs to all of our colleagues out there. We want to mention that you can watch our rodeo updates every day. We're going to bring you the best and the cutest and the all-around good times happening every single day at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, so you can count on ABC 13.
Yeah, and now you are looking at a beautiful sweepstakes winning float by the University of Houston, and right there in front is their president, Renu Couture, who's done an amazing job. We talked a little bit about that earlier, but it's nice to see her and her husband, and we don't know who all of the other people are that are there with her. I guess Mike P, the U of H alumnus, Bill Hickle, a lot of Cougs on that float, a lot of alumni.
Yeah, they did a beautiful job with it today, and yeah, they've been busy this year. They've got a lot going on, so it's wonderful that they are out here. Also, our county judge, Ed Emmett, speaking of a busy man, with the year that we have had over the past 12 months, and really specifically over the past 6, when we look at our timeline, it's been 6 months since Hurricane Harvey. This man has had a huge Herculean task in front of him each and every day, and I just feel like events like this are so good for our city to lift us up and have some fun and let us all get together and just remember why we love being Houstonians.
Celebrate what we have endured, and he really navigated us through Hurricane Harvey in so many respects, so it was fortunate for us to have him at the helm.
Well, as you go to a break, you're ready to go to it. Thank you to the Harris County Sheriff, Ed Gonzalez, all the horsebackers. There you go again, girls. More police on horses.
They are looking good. We'll be right back with more of the 80th Annual Houston Livestock and Show and Rodeo Parade. Welcome back to ABC 13's coverage of the Downtown Houston Rodeo Parade. I'm Alona Carson along with Bob Tallman and Gina Gaston. Our own Tom Cook is in the middle of the action on top of one of those floats. Tom?
I'm on the scholarship float, and really this is what the Livestock Show and Rodeo is all about. It was formed to raise money for college scholarships. I'm with Taylor and Natividad, a couple of the scholarship winners here this morning. First of all, what's it like riding in this incredible parade?
It's really exciting. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this.
How about you?
Same here. I'm so excited.
So what does it mean to you to win a scholarship like this?
It means the best thing in the world, especially when you feel like it's going to be hard to actually go to a school that you really want to go to, but sometimes you don't have the means for it. This scholarship really does support you, and it helps a lot to, achieve your actual dream, whatever you want to do.
Where are you going to go to school, or where are you going to school?
Right now I'm in the University of Houston downtown.
What do you want to be?
A teacher, a math teacher.
All right, how about you?
I actually just graduated from U of H in December.
In what?
In sport administration.
All right, and the scholarship was just a great, great help along the way, wasn't it?
It cut my student debt in half.
There you go. And this is what it's all about. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo gives out hundreds of scholarships, millions of dollars every year, and this is why it all began.
Wow, thank you, Tom, $450 million in scholarship money given out. And Bob, I know this is one of the favorite parts of the conversation that you like to have with us about the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Well, the $450 million, we're talking about starting in 1932, going back to 1957. We have the opportunities to spread this money out. So many people are confused with the fact that this is all about 4-H and FFA kids, farm kids.
Right.
Whether it be just in Southeast Texas, South Texas, or the state of Texas. No. Inner city children, art, music, all of the arts are covered in this as well. Talk about education and that beautiful young lady having an opportunity to become a teacher.
Yep.
No matter what you can think of that you want to be, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo scholarships are based on your desire, and then let's give it to them. I want to make a comment about ladies, young girls. About 70% of this goes to girls first, boys second. You know why?
Why?
Moms of children, both of you. Girls will fill out the paperwork, boys are lax
of
and
course.
lazy.
Because I have a daughter and I have two sons,
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yes. So may I
totally
say,
get that.
for the
All
years to
14-year-olds are
come-
not created equal.
Come on, boys.
Come
Fill
on,
out your
boys.
paperwork. We say it every day, don't we, Gina?
Oh, gosh.
Well, we're going to put out $27 million, ladies.
$27 million.
$27 million.
You really can't underestimate or undersay what a difference that makes in our community and our future. And you see these young people, and you hear this young woman say, "My debt was cut in half."
Yes.
It's so difficult to start life saddled in deep debt. And so many kids don't even pursue college if they think they're going to end up in that situation. So what a blessing it is to have these resources in our community.
Well, as the cavalry rides by, just a note on that. Remember, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is we for kids. So it doesn't matter where you come from. Look at this.
We love seeing this. We've got the United States Army, the Marine Corps, and the Air Force out walking around. These are active members of the military. So we salute you and we thank you for your service as you are out here handing out those flags to all the kiddos who want to proudly wave their American flags in this perfect breeze that we have out here for it today.
It's so fun for kids, because especially so many young kids, have this fantasy of Army guys and ladies, and so it's fun for them to get a chance to meet them and see them in person.
You're so right.
Real
For a
people.
small child to have one of those service members hand you a flag is something that you will not forget.
They need to see it. They need to feel it.
Yep.
Yeah, that they're real people, real people that go out and sacrifice and really put their life on the line to uphold the freedoms that we cherish so deeply in this country and that make this country the greatest one in all the world.
You say that so well.
Well, I mean it.
Yeah, it comes from the heart.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Take a look, guys. We are, I think, working on the Girl Scouts here, and we are particularly thrilled to see the Girl Scouts this time of year, because I don't know about you all, but I've been on the Girl Scout cookie diet for the past 2 weeks, and I try not to eat anything but Girl Scout cookies.
In our newsroom, that's easy.
I don't know how the two of you can do that. I look at Girl Scout cookies and gain weight.
I do too.
We're just managing.
Oh my Lord.
But you know, they really do such wonderful things. This is the Green Starlets drill team, and their purpose is to build teen self-confidence and give Girl Scouts a fun and exciting dance experience. No tryouts to join the team, so any girl in the 6th through 12th grades can join. So they have this non-competitive atmosphere for girls to practice and get together and have fun and really enjoy their team spirit. We love seeing them out there.
Such a great job teaching these young women so many things, and of course the cookies being about learning how to be a businesswoman.
That's right.
That's the venture deal.
And sell.
Yes.
Yeah.
It also bridges for those that have, don't have communication skills of walking up to someone, shaking their hand, looking them in the eye. And I don't think I've ever seen a Girl Scout approach a person that the first thing the person does is nod to them and reach for their wallet.
Yep, and start smiling.
Yeah, because you know the money's going to the right place.
Have you all tried the lemonades? Those
I've tried.
Oh my! So enough about the cookies, but try the lemonades, all right?
I want to say 50 million women are Girl Scout alum, and 50% of female business leaders were once Girl Scouts. 80% of female tech leaders were once Girl Scouts. 72% of female U.S. senators were what?
Once
Girl Scouts.
Isn't that incredible?
That is incredible.
70%.
Yep. The leadership.
That is so big.
They are really learning a lot there. And we did see also their Spurs and Stars riding groups as well right before the float. So some of the girls are out here on horseback as well. And they are providing service through their Girl Scouts equitation program.
There's not a point of life for a little girl with a horse, ride a wagon, come and march, be on a float, that they can't all participate in. This is so important. Look at the medallions that they've won. But ladies, it's about time. Here comes another one of my favorites.
Okay, I'm standing by, Mr. Bob.
This is the Royal High School Band. Now there's only 70, but you listen. Oh, these kids are good. Marching band, Brookshire, Patterson.
Yeah, they have the Jazzettes with them as well. They are the marching sound machine, and this band has won first place in numerous Battle of the Bands, including at the MLK Battle of the Bands the last 3 years. So they are on a roll, folks.
Yeah, they are now hosting one of the largest Battle of the Bands in Texas under the guidance of Mr. Samuel Long, their band director. And there's a reason why they are called the Marching Sound Machine. Let's listen in.
This band director knows how to put percussion with horns.
Yeah. They have a great sound. Tom Cook is standing by live somewhere along the page. Oh, there you are, Tom, with the Cowgirls.
Yeah, the Lone Star Cowgirls. What a great group. And this is Lauren Taylor to be part of it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's such an honor. We perform at rodeos all over Texas, just showing our Texas pride.
How long have you been riding? You grew up doing this?
I did. I've been riding since I was about 5.
And is this just an incredible honor for your life to be?
It is. It's amazing. We love it.
And all the kids looking up to you?
It is. It's amazing.
The Lone Star Cowgirls, part of the rodeo, and rodeos all around the state of Texas.
Yeah, I noticed that they're all in those beautiful paints, which is always a beautiful symbol of the West, and especially here in Texas. We appreciate the paint horses.
Well, we always talk about, how about them cowboys? How about them cowgirls?
Yeah, and some were standing. And there's the Fiesta Float. We're going to take a short break and be back with more coverage of the 80th Annual Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade after this. Welcome back to downtown Houston and our coverage of the 80th Annual Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. I'm Gina with Bob and Alona, and we're going to toss it out now to Alita Laresca, who's on the most beautiful float in the parade. Alita?
That's right. I'm here with Maite, and she is holding the trophy of most beautiful parade. Yes, the Goya Parade. How exciting is that?
We are so excited to be here again, and it's exciting because we have such beautiful people on board and the beautiful Houstonians that come out to celebrate with us.
I can smell those beans now. I know you're not cooking it up here, but talk about buying the new synergy with the Goya beans, and if you buy the beans.
We have a campaign. It's called Goya Gives. Yes. So for every can of beans that we purchase in this month, every month it's a different product. This is the red label beans and the soup. We have 40 ounces that go back to the Houston Food Bank. So when someone purchases a Goya product, we give back to the Houston Food Bank all year long.
Yeah, so we want our viewers to go out there and buy those beans. One last thing is we love the collaboration. Everybody's learning how to cook with Goya.
So much fun. We love having the ABC team out there cooking up. It's always a new recipe, and we have fun out there, and people learn how to cook healthy and eat good food for them.
Yeah, so if you guys ever want those recipes, you guys can log on to our website, abc13.com. We're cooking with David Nuno. We have them with Rebecca Spira and Catherine Whaley. Back to you guys.
Yeah, we love to cook with Goya. We do have Goya Cooking with ABC 13, as Alita mentioned, where we are trying our hand with some of their products. And again, as they mentioned, you purchase a can of Goya refried beans or beans in sauce during the month of February and help support the Houston Food Bank. So they're doing some great work. We can see why. It is the most beautiful float inside and out, isn't it?
I like that inside and out. And Alita, shows up for makeup and they look at her and go, "You're fine."
You're all set.
Alita's the most beautiful and the most beautiful on the float.
What a great fitting.
Great.
Oh, this is beautiful too. This is why we love seeing our crowds. So many kiddos. They've got their American flags waving, and they're just taking it all in.
I love all the snaggle teeth.
I know, I do too.
All the teeth at various sizes.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? They're smiling. That's the main thing. By the way, the only thing I didn't touch on a minute ago when we were talking about scholarships, since 1957, 17,000 scholarships, and those kids on that scholarship float think you're a part of 17,000 with $26 million coming our way this year.
And the really neat thing is that we raise money by having the time of our lives. So you get to go down there, go to great concerts, eat amazing fried food on a stick, and have a ball, and you are actually helping send kids to college. So it's a win-win.
Any way you look at it, it all creates revenue. When you go to the Carnival, when you come and do your shopping, it all creates revenue for our scholarship program.
Absolutely. Well, here's a look now at the Heights High School Marching Bulldog Band. They're 140 members strong, and they are led by band directors Eric Jimenez, Stephen Becker, Justin McLean.
16 members of the color guard and then 40 in the cheerleading squad alone. They have tripled in membership in the past year and a half, if you can believe that, with their individual and musical growth continuing daily. So they are becoming a whole thing. The Marching Bulldog Band spends its fall competing in marching festivals. Of course, they also perform at football games. And every year in the Houston Veterans Day Parade in honor of our nation's veterans. So we're always thrilled to see them out there as well.
Usually I'm looking at the folks in the band and thinking that as the parade goes on, they're feeling just about right, but they're probably feeling hot.
Oh, I would imagine in those full costumes.
Yeah.
Well, they do jazz festivals, they do it all. So this will show you the diversification of their music director and band directors, and Eric Jimenez, Stephen Becker, Justin McLean. Congratulations to all of you. The drum majors, look at this. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, they got Patrick Robles, Yaneli Ruiz, and Martha Limas. So great job there by the Heights High School Marching Band.
Yeah,
so
they are
see them out here today.
Booming their way through downtown Houston. And Gina, you mentioned it. We've been cold out here. We've been rained on. We've had feels like temperatures in the 30s or 40s. We could not order up more perfect weather for the parade because the sun is shining. It's not too hot, but it's warm, and we're not getting rained on. This is fantastic.
Alita Loreska is standing by with the crowd. I don't know exactly where. Oh, you're with the kiddos, Alita.
Nothing beats these little ones, guys. It makes me miss my little ones. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Are you having a good time at the rodeo parade? You are something sweet. You are sweet. I also have Annabelle here, and oh, you're going to have to tell me what your name is. Charlotte, right? Charlotte and Annabelle. Are you guys having a fun time?
Yes.
Is this your first rodeo parade?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Look, I love it. No, ma'am. Yes, that is what I want my kids to learn. You guys are so cute. What do you guys love most about the rodeo parade?
I like the horses.
And what's your favorite part of the rodeo?
I like the horses too.
I have to agree. Seeing all those horses, and it's just like a beautiful dance routine, how they walk down here and they show their stuff. It's awesome. But you guys are all decked out. Look, they've got their boots, their belt buckle. Who dressed you today?
Sort of my mom and sort of me.
I love it. Alona, Gina, remember when the babies were this little? I mean, you just want to, they're so cute.
You still have some that little, Alona.
I have some much smaller.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they're that big.
And I so covet when they were that little. Having 3 teenagers in the house. I'm like, oh, they are beautiful.
Yes, they
Took the word out of my mouth, literally.
we are of one mind on that one. All right, guys, here we go, Bob.
Well, Dan Johnston, think about this. 25 wagons, 972 riders, 103 miles. This is the Saltgrass Trail Ride, of course. They assemble up around Cat Springs. And when you think about this is the granddaddy of them all, the original trail ride that all others were inspired to be a part of it. This is their 67th annual of the 80th year.
Years. Tom Cook is standing by live for us. I think you're on one wagon out there with
I
him,
am.
Tom.
I'm with the trail boss. 44 years ago, this man was sitting in a cafeteria with a friend, and a ride went past. He said, let's do that. So Bill Franks is now the trail. 44 years?
Right, 44 years with Wagon 3, with the Reese Lockett wagon.
What's this like? How do you describe this to people?
It's a unique experience. You get to spend the whole week with your animals and your friends. It's basically a family reunion with our group. And we cook breakfast and dinner on an open fire and eat lunch out of the wagon, out of a lunchbox every day.
All right, so this is your grandson on your lap. You hope 44 years from now he's still going to be doing this.
That's right. We got our daughter and her husband are in front of us. So this is my grandson. This is his 3rd year to do the trail ride. He did the whole ride last year in the wagon, and this year he had to go back to school for a couple of days. So he did the first weekend and today and yesterday.
Bill Franks, the trail boss on the Saltgrass. Keep rolling, Bill. Thank you.
Great stuff out there, Tom. Thank you very much. Bob mentioned it, 25 wagons, 972 riders. We're talking about almost 1,000 riders alone out there. They've had a pretty good week. We did get hit by some rain, and I know it slowed everybody down just a little bit, but you know, nothing stops these trail riders. They're going to make it come heck or high water, and we have seen both here in Houston. And so we're going to continue to follow along with the Saltgrass Trail Ride and many more to come right after a quick break. 80th annual. We are back here for the 80th annual Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. This kicks off the biggest party in our state that lasts all the way until March 18th, but we're also here for a reason.
Yes, we are here to help educate young people, and over the last, since 1932, so you do the math, since its inception, the rodeo has given out $450 million in scholarship money, which has really transformed the lives of young people.
When you think about all
If it wasn't for my rodeo scholarships, I would not be where I am today at all. My family has definitely been through a lot, but I truly feel like it's grown us stronger. My dad is from Palestine and my mom is from Syria. My parents immigrated here in pursuit of the American dream, and they came for a better education opportunity for my brother and I. And whenever I was a freshman in high school, my dad was rushed to the ER for bleeding in his brain. Unfortunately, that procedure was far too expensive for us to just go ahead and do a surgical route. So he stayed about 2 weeks there and the bills racked up, and my dad wasn't able to really be able to withstand his job anymore. So the financial bind fell on my mother, my brother, and I, and I felt like I had a responsibility to my family and to the bills that were coming in. And my parents had sat down with me and told me that if I wanted to go to college, I had to find the money to go there. Being told this as a freshman, you're only 15 years old, and realizing you are going to have to somehow cough up thousands of dollars to go to school, it was earth-shattering. When I found out that I received the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Scholarship, I was ecstatic. I felt proud. I attend the University of Houston, where I am pursuing a triple minor degree in journalism, political science, and law, value, and policy. After I graduate undergrad, I plan to go to law school, and a big reason why I'm actually able to confidently say that is because I was able to thankfully receive a second scholarship from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, the Achievement Scholarship. It just showed me how much the rodeo was willing to invest in me to continue going further. Long term, I do hope to one day be on the Supreme Court. It means so much to me. Truly, the rodeo has literally given me every opportunity, and I would not have been able to do anything that I could have possibly have done in college if it wasn't for their support.
Okay, we're all in tears.
Yes, we are.
Oh, wow.
And that tells our story.
I'm going to swallow 13 times. That tells our story, HLSR. We don't just rodeo for scholarships, we rodeo for the people that receive them. And if you could only see the process that it takes of the thousands of pages for these recipients, trying to pick the right ones every time. So when we say this year, we're going to commit $27 million. Wow. That story is one of 1,000
right.
just like that.
Yeah, it is hard to fathom, and we said we can't really overstate the impact and how it has changed our whole community, that young women like her would have been a lost resource. You know, you would have lost her brilliance and her drive, but now she has a chance to make her community better and make the whole trajectory of her family's life different.
Well, you talk about Texas strong, Texas pride. This also gives us as Texans the opportunity to go pick these kids to put them in the workforce, to put them in the communication line, for them to then go speak for us for other college recipients in years to come. Could be a younger brother. No matter where they go, they are going to tell the story of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo as a scholarship recipient. You know, $27 million is a lot of money for this year. But when you go to spreading it out, and so many people, I made this comment earlier, think it's all about 4-H and FFA and farm kids. No. It's inner city kids. It's kids of all races. It's kids of all designs. Kids that want to go to art school, go to music, study the arts of any kind.
But become a Supreme Court justice.
Thank you.
We just saw. I mean,
Thank
we are
you.
truly changing the course of this city. Let's go down to Alita Laresca. She's in the middle of all the action with some folks down there. Alita?
For the parade. Isn't it awesome?
It's great, yes.
With what's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, is this your first rodeo parade?
No, it's not.
So tell us about how wonderful, every year it gets better and better.
It does, every year. Better and better. More people, more rides, more trail rides. It's fantastic.
Well, you know what, this being my first rodeo parade, what I love about it is all the history. I mean, you learn so much about these trail riders.
I do. It's just the start. It's the start of the next 3 weeks. This is going to be great.
Are this all your family? Oh, hey, what's your name, buddy?
Wiley.
What do you think so far? You're all decked out in your cowboy gear. You're ready to go. Are you ready to go to the rodeo and do all that fun stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, you know what, these people here, I mean, they are so into this parade. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to show you, but I talked to one of the sweeper guys, and let me tell you, the behind-the-scenes work that goes into this, from all of the officers here, we've got Officer Oates, I mean, everybody here that puts this together is just so fantastic, and they're so nice. I just love it.
Thank you, my dear. Job well done, especially. You can tell she's a mom. Loves those kids.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We've been talking about all this money and all the scholarships and everything that's happening with the Houston Livestock Show and rodeo. Somebody's got to be boss.
Somebody's got to
okay?
be boss.
It's tough to be a cowboy until you have to do that cowboy stuff. And the head cowboy, this is our president, Joel Cowley. Welcome. Thank you for welcoming all of us back.
Hi, Joel.
Pleasure to have you here. What a beautiful day for a parade.
You got a chance to ride in the parade, and then you join us. How was it on the course out there?
That was fun. I'll tell you, the only thing more fun than riding a horse in downtown Houston is seeing all those young people sitting on the side, knowing that their parents probably sit there and their children may sit there as well. That's awesome.
Yep.
I don't think we've beaten it up too much on the $27 million in scholarships. How many people are actually in that intricate part of that to make that money? And how do you decide on 27 million, 26.7 last year? How do you do that?
Well, basically, it's based on how successful the show is. And really, the driving force behind that are over 33,000 volunteers on 108 different committees. Each of those committees has a role as it relates to the overall success of the show, the support of the community, our auction buyers, our sponsors all contribute to that. And then we sit down when we budget and we decide how much we're going to contribute to youth and education. This year it came out $26.7 million.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Somebody kicked in the 300. Wasn't us three, but it works. I watched Frank Barnett over the years raise first 50,000, then 100,000 in the pig deal, and I watch it grow every year. How do you thank those people?
You know, it's incredible. First and foremost, they do it out of the goodness of their heart. They realize what impact they're giving to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. We do our best to thank them and recognize them and honor them as buyers. But I think the inner satisfaction they get of hearing stories like Lean's, who I've had the opportunity to meet Lean on two different occasions.
Nice.
Amazing young lady, and her story is not unique.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So folks who are watching us at home right now and they're thinking about the fact they're going to go out and do some rodeo and go to the carnival or whatnot, what kind of things can they look forward to that are going to be unique this year?
Well,
Starting, I guess, with the stage.
The biggest news this year is the brand new performance stage. The old stage served us well for 31 years and made its way from the Astrodome into the stadium, but it really wasn't the right size for either the Astrodome or the stadium. This new one we feel is the right size. The stage gets all the press, but it's a totally new presentation. We have an overhead lighting rig that has over 600 lights. There's 400 lights on the stage. That's the 1,000 lights. The LED screens above head are larger and higher definition. We have a flying camera on the north end that will provide great coverage of the rodeo and great coverage of the concert as well.
So when you get a stage like that, you can't just put any old performer on to christen it, right? I mean, but let's talk about this performer and whether something like this has ever happened before.
It has not happened. We've not had a star open and close the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and we've actually been talking to Garth Brooks for about 10 years now.
Wow.
Really began talking to him 2 years ago, and he wanted to do something unique, and we said, hey, how about open and close? And so what better performer to break in this brand new stage? He's going to come in early and familiarize himself, and I'm sure he'll have some ideas for his closing performance as well.
I'm guessing. I've heard so much talk about Garth, and the fact that he is opening and closing is just mind-blowing for everybody. There's so much excitement about that. Interestingly enough, if you wanted to see that old stage, you can actually get kind of up close and personal with it, can't you?
We do. We have a photo op on the west end of NRG Center. We have decking from the old stage, LED panels from the old stage, set up in a photo opportunity, a backdrop that approximates the stadium behind, and it's a wonderful, wonderful photo op for social media.
And you have a lot of other acts, obviously, sandwiched between Garth.
Yes, 18 other shows that are outstanding, and tickets still remain for most of those shows. So go to rodeohouston.com. You're not going to want to miss it.
I know you guys work really hard every year, give something to every group of the community.
Yeah, it's amazing the reach that the show has and the number of people that it impacts and the number of different ways it impacts. I mean, the Rodeo Run's a good example that just went by you earlier, a way to engage with folks that are interested in fitness and lifestyle. And then, of course, scholarships. We program our grounds with the diversity of Houston in mind. So we hope there's something on grounds, and we're confident there's something on grounds that will interest absolutely everyone.
When you think about all of the big rodeos in the country, of course we are the world's richest, biggest indoor rodeo, thanks to for all the years in the Astrodome and now NRG. The rodeo is a part of my life for all of the years that I've been here. We pay out over $2 million in prize money. The bracketed system allows the media and Channel 13 so much more insight to who's going to be here and all the rodeo stars we have. It's a big deal, our rodeo.
It is a big deal. Rodeo started the same year as the parade, 1938. Of course, Livestock Show 32, parade and rodeo 38. I call it our version of March Madness. It's a tournament-style, bracketed format, ultimate winner in each event, $50,000.
Wow, incredible. All right, we've got more to talk about, including the fried food on a stick, but I need to check in with Tom Cook because he's got some good friends to talk to. Tom?
One of my favorite parts of the rodeo is the carnival because every year I get a little low on cholesterol and I have to increase it. So this is the Carnival Ticket Sales Committee. Christy Pickett is the vice chair, leading Cotton Candy.
Absolutely, Cotton Candy and Howdy Dog. Say hi.
So you still have half-price ticket sales today?
We do. Today's the last day to take advantage of this great deal. We have excellent packages, $50 packs and $10 packs. All the money we raise is for kids' scholarships, so it's a great cause.
And how many tickets do you sell at half price every year? Any idea?
Well, last year we had a record-breaking year, and we sold $8.5 million. Yay!
So
We're looking to break it this year.
Well, and all along the route today, there are people selling half-price carnival tickets, so you still have a chance to get them here and take part in a great, great event at half price.
Yes, and we will be out at barbecue, so tonight's the last night to get them.
Okay, so what's your favorite food out at the carnival?
Oh my gosh, I like it all.
She just insulted the Howdy Dog. Thank you, Christy.
Not everybody gets to be a howdy dog. Oh, such an awesome job. Our president, Mr. Joel Cowley, has joined us on set. We talk about that money again and scholarships. Those are the kind of people you just watched right there. As a vice chairman, raised over $8 million. And you know what? I don't think we or the media touch on that enough to thank these people, Joel.
No, the impact of our volunteers, they are so passionate. And I'll tell you, we have other shows, fairs, events, rodeos come into town during our events, and we go to theirs, and we borrow each other's ideas. I don't want to say steal, but we do borrow. It's very open and sharing community in the fair and festival industry, and they say, we want to know exactly how you do it. And I tell them, we'll tell you exactly how we do it, but I'm not sure you can replicate this anywhere but Houston, Texas. This is the most caring, giving community, I think, on planet Earth. Those who can't give money, give time. It's reflected in our volunteer corps. They're absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but there are people that come from all over Texas to be our volunteers.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
incredible. The barbecue cook-off, it ends tonight, right?
Yes, tonight.
Yeah, so it's been a big
it's a great way to kick things off out at the park. You know, our mission is agriculture, and the barbecue celebrates the consumption side of agriculture.
And we got to do it. This is all part of it.
My gosh, that video.
How's the turnout been? Have you seen some huge crowds?
It's been big. Yeah, we had about 80,000 on the grounds yesterday.
That's all?
Larger than that today. Only in Texas can you throw a barbecue and 250,000 people show up over 3 days.
Yep, and look at these. This is the Como Bailan Los Caballos riding group. The horses are of Iberian bloodlines. There's the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Lusitanos, the Andalusians, those beautiful dancing horses that those are some of my favorites.
They are.
Well, they're bred to do this. By the time they're a week old, you can actually see it in their step. And there's about 9 different breeds as you stepped into it and talking about it. But look at the costuming, look at the saddles, the tack, and all of it. This is as much authenticism as you can possibly have, not just the dapple gray horses and the whites.
Good looking outfits those riders have on for sure.
Most of them are made by those people.
Oh, really? They
Yes.
make their own?
Yes.
So you have to care for the horse, ride the horse well, and know how to make yourself look good.
Well, some of them are 3rd and 4th generation charros from old Mexico, and they follow suit in father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and then their kids start to come. There's a great shot of that saddle on the sideline.
Oh, those horses get a workout. Boy, if you think about the gaits of the other horses and how easily they move down the street, these dancing horses are out there working. They are working. But they are just beautiful to see.
They are the twerkers of the horse world, huh?
Well, you see, now you're talking about more of a quarter horse look, like that big bay in the Palomino, now the Appaloosa. These are refined bred horses. You'll see the difference in the chaps and the chinks that these different guys wear. Now we've gone down into the sombreros. But now, what is the Houston airport all about? Flying people to our beautiful city.
That's right, and the Houston Airport System Float and the Rangers Riding Group are an interesting combination. People don't realize that those horses that are riding behind them there are part of an interesting security system that we have at our airport. They keep an eye on what's going on, and they ride around the airport. Over 53 million riders in the sky took advantage of our Houston airports last year, and so they are well represented here. Our airports keep getting bigger and better. I don't know, every time I walk through the airports, I don't recognize where I am.
Something fancier. It's amazing, too, to think the world's first and only volunteer horse patrol at an airport, embodying truly the spirit of Texas.
Yep. Now, the Riding Rangers are the world's first and only volunteer horse patrol at an airport. They enhance public safety by patrolling the 13,000-acre George Bush Airport. So they've got some good riding grounds there. It works out well for everyone.
Well, you can see so much more from a horse.
That's a good point.
And you can ride out in between horses in traffic, and people will brake. They won't brake for a pedestrian, but they'll brake for a horse.
Because they may not win that battle.
That's true.
It's a good-looking group of band members here. This is the Waldrop High School Band, the Red and Gray Rams, 175 members strong, led by band directors Jesse Espinoza and Jose Laredo.
They also have the drill team called the Rambling Roses with 25 members. You are seeing the Rambling Roses right there on screen. The band boasts a high graduation rate with many of the students moving on to colleges, universities, and the military. And I love that that's the first line in their description because I think that's awesome. They are very proud of all the accomplishments that their students earn as some of the best young musicians in the city of Houston. So they are smart and talented.
You know, you're right. I was thinking of all the parades I've ever done. I've never heard a band lead with that line. Right. That most of their members go to college. So it's great to see. Let's listen into them for a little bit. Right now on Twitter is asking, does anyone know who created the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo logo? That's what one of our viewers asked via Twitter.
Yeah, it made its debut back in 1966, so the year that we moved into the Astrodome, and of course later on the parade committee created Howdy, the mascot costume. As far as the exact person who created it, I cannot tell you.
I know it was written down on a napkin. I don't remember though who wrote it down on a napkin, but we just like to put Joel in the hot seat on the on the fly.
Yeah, and he actually had a date and a year to give us, and that's pretty impressive.
But
while
we do like it when viewers weigh in.
We do. We're answering your questions, so keep it going here. And since we have have Joel here, I wanted to ask, here comes the Chick-fil-A wagon, which is always one of our favorites. I saw a couple of guys, I should say they were hoofing it in. They had a couple of humans pulling their wagon, which I thought was kind of funny. But Chick-fil-A always a big part of the parade down here.
Eat
always
more
important.
chicken.
That's right. Eat more chicken.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There we go. We've got our Chick-fil-A members out there pulling along. And Joel, since we are on this topic of food, I wanted to talk about what's new this year, because this is one of those fun talkers before you get out to the rodeo. What am I going to eat? What kind of fried food am I going to get on a stick? There's also lots of other options if you wanted some really good barbecue or brisket, or there's some fun new options this year.
Yeah, so I get asked all the time, is there anything healthy to eat out there? And I said,
Yeah,
well, absolutely.
there is,
You can get a salad if you'd like, but
why?
Well, why would you do
Why?
that? So, to me, there
Why?
are no such thing as good and bad foods. There are good and bad diets. Anything in moderation is perfectly fine.
right.
So why not enjoy that food item you can only get once a year, that
corn
one time
dog.
a year?
Okay, y'all see me eating a corn dog?
That looked like a cucumber.
That could have been the fried pickles.
Okay.
I had some fried Pop-Tarts out there. We've got fried bacon. I can't resist anything fried. If it's fried, I will try it and I will love it. But I also know that there were a couple of fun new options, like some sort of a mini apple pie.
A mini apple pie, brand new exhibitor this year, and we actually have, I believe it's 14 new exhibitors, both shopping and food, coming on the
fun.
grounds this year to even more enhance what we have
More
going
shopping,
on. Yeah,
more food,
shopping,
more
food.
fun.
And we have more rodeo parade coming up right after a quick break.
Welcome back to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. Let's talk about the international flavor with Julie Shannon, who's chairman of the International Committee. How many countries now involved?
Well, we'll have about 78 countries with representing a little over 2,000 people in the 10 days of our international days.
And when those people come from around the world,
All
what's
over
their
the
reaction?
world. Oh my gosh, they can't imagine. I mean, our show's the largest in the world, and so they're coming here to learn about their agriculture, what we do. But love what we have here at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. It's a family entertainment, so they love it here.
All right, Julie Shannon, thank you very much. Most diverse city in the country and probably the most international as well.
Beautiful float out there too, Tom. And you know, we were talking to Joel about the visitors that come into Houston and get a chance to immerse themselves in our history and also all that we offer right now here in Houston.
Yeah, they come from really all over the world, but primarily Central and South America. They're interested in Brahman and Brahman-type cattle that flourish in the subtropical environment. And so we have the best cattle genetics in the world with regard to Brahman-type cattle right here in Texas. So they come in primarily for that reason, but they come in for the quarter horse show, the dairy goat show. They'll make appointments in the med center, and I can assure you they know where the Galleria is.
Of course. All right, we're taking a look at the Sam Houston Trail Ride, and Alita is down there among the folks. Hi, Alita.
Hi there, Alona. You know, the one thing about this parade is you learn so much about the people and the kids and truly what this is all about. Yes, these guys are so excited. They got to ride the Howdy Parade earlier today. But I wanted to talk to this cowboy over here. Everybody meet Ronnie. How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing great.
Now, it looks like you're the committee man of what?
I'm part of Metro Go Texan, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah, talk about how, I mean, this is your first parade here, but you've been involved with this organization for a very long time.
Yeah, since 1990, I've been involved with Metro Go Texan, and I'm a firm believer in what we do because we provide scholarships for kids that may not have an opportunity to go to school, and that means the world to me.
Well, bless your heart, and I know those kids just love what you guys do for them. We've had a chance to talk to these kids, and how does it make you feel to hear about all these successful stories?
Well, it's incredible to hear their life stories, especially talking to the parents. It means as much or more to the parents to have their kids have opportunity to further their education.
Man, he's starting to tear up. I'm starting to tear up because we know that it matters to these kids.
It does. It does. And without this organization, it wouldn't be possible. All the volunteers that put their lives on hold for this mean everything.
We love you, Ronnie. Thank you. All right, we've got Tom talking to somebody. Hey, Tom.
I am. I've got the chairman of the parade here, Scott Sullivan, and this man actually has his own company, but this is a company unto itself, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Let me tell you, everyone thinks we only do a one-day deal, but it takes a whole year. As soon as this parade's over, within about a week, we start pulling permits, we start organizing everything, and I've got such a great group that helps me do this.
Now, you meet with so many people, the same people all the time trying to get this together. You ever get tired, I guess, of going to meeting after meeting?
No, I mean, it does get a little bit long, but it's a lot of fun. I've met so many great people through the rodeo, the media, City Hall. It's a great honor to be chairman of this committee.
Yeah, and all the volunteers make this possible.
Yeah, we have almost 550 people on our committee, and there's no way we could not do this parade without all those people.
And then all the volunteers that help out with all the other committees and the rodeo in general.
Yeah, we have 33,000 people that volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and I mean, it's a great organization. I'm so privileged to be part of it.
You are, and you've done a great job this year. So what do you say at the end of the parade to where it's a success? What in your mind is that barometer?
You know what? When you see these crowds, everyone's having a great time. We got great weather, and I don't know if you've been around. We've had the best crowds this year ever, so it's always a success.
All right, Scott Sullivan, thank you for your hard work. We really appreciate it. This is a man who's got one more year parade chairman.
One more.
Done two.
Thank you very much.
Next year, retirement.
That's right.
Back to you guys.
A job very well done, for sure. That is a lot of work. We have been seeing a couple of different floats go by. There is the El Oro supermarket, perfect market to find the freshest seasoned meats for your home-cooked meal and everyday groceries. They have a beautiful float making its way through downtown Houston, and they've got the paint horse there on the float, and even has a rider, which is always a good thing.
I love riding a plastic horse.
But that's a story for another day.
They don't make a mess in the barn, they won't buck you off, and they won't run through a barbed wire fence.
You make a good point there. You make a good point.
It's hard to argue with.
I can hear right behind the horse, a wonderful sounding band. This is the Alden High School band that we're listening to, the Mighty Mustangs, 200 band members strong. This band has won Best in Class at festivals in Los Angeles, in Orlando, and Washington, D.C. They are not afraid to put on their traveling gear.
How would you like to gather all that equipment in 200 members? Wow. Jeremy Gray, Brian Hess, Dominic Dawkins, Emilio Reyna, and Jessica Torres, all band directors.
They have actually been at events including the Presidential Inauguration Parade, the National Independence Day Parade, and the Republican National Convention. So, boy, when Gina talks about traveling, they sure have.
Yeah, senior clarinet Joyce Garcia has won the Outstanding Soloist at the 2017 Texas State Solo and Ensemble Contest. We want to give her a special shout out. Great work there, Joyce. And a wonderful sounding group. And I love that feather, the beautiful white feather blowing in the brisk wind. We have some brisk wind downtown today.
Yeah, it's nice. We've got a good breeze. And again, the very large crowds out here. You are looking at the Richmond State School wagon, distinctive black and pink wagon belonging to the Hayriders Club, pulled by those beautiful matching Belgian horses that are getting a little bit toasty out here. The Hayriders have hosted a variety of fundraising events benefiting their school, including a therapeutic riding center. So they are doing great work as well. And they've got a therapeutic petting zoo that includes dogs, chickens, rabbits, goats, and pigs. You know, we ought to take that moment to talk about that special bond between children and animals.